Hello?
What are you doing?
On TikTok.
It's working?
Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
Don't delete it, Mom.
Fuck.
Don't erase it because you can't.
Hey,
You erase it, you can't
I'm
ever
locked.
download it again.
Just welcome back. You're welcome. Last time I did try to talk TikTok.
What?
Michelle.
Who's Michelle?
Little.
Oh. In his house?
I don't know where they're at. She's played this song that she's never been to happy.
Okay. Huh?
All right. So
I love you.
I got something to
Yeah,
address.
when? 2 months?
I got something to address. That's why I'm wearing the sweater right now.
No, 2 weeks, right? Oh. Mom, it's like 2 weeks. It's Friday the 18th. Yeah, so it's still like. No more shit.
All right. So I got something to address.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. I love you.
Got something to address. So the fact that I'm wearing this sweater, on live, for a point today, because many people like to say just because you're wearing something or you're kind of like happy with the fact that you have heritage from a certain place, that you're like posing off of their you know their stuff, like, you know what I mean. And a lot of people have said it, so like I just want to come across to the people that don't know, put that lower and stuff. But yeah, I'm on my. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm addressing that, the fact that you wear a certain team for a while, or you're not from that part of the city or anything like that, because most of my friends don't even know that I'm a Giants fan. So are they really friends? I don't even know. Yeah. So if you don't even know that. The only reason you know that is because I barely posted it on Instagram. You're really not a close friend if you don't know that I'm a Giants fan. I'm also a Bulls fan. But just this year, a lot of you don't know I've changed to a Celtics fan. So I put these guys second because I've seen a lot of wins from them. I've seen a lot of shit from them that I'm already happy with. So I'm already content with this team, and I'm now moving on to a different team to see more exciting shit and newer stuff in sports, and kind of like to broaden your horizons, because I don't always want to just watch my team, one team at that, because then you start watching that team, and then later on it becomes a part of you, and later on they don't do so good, and then later on you're just sticking with them, and it's like you're not really watching sports for sports anymore. So yeah, I'm watching newer things, and the fact that the Celtics have always like been like a kind of like a same kind of thing, like a same kind of team perspective, like a respect amongst Celtics as much as respect amongst the Bulls, is probably like it's probably went a long fucking time, went for a long time, and for like at least 10, 15 years, a good relationship between the Bulls and and the Celtics, because when Larry Bird was kind of best friends with Jordan, so that's where it goes back to, even more towards that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was young when he was playing with Larry Bird and shit like that. So the fact that Jordan got to play with Larry Bird is monumental in sports. So I don't get why like a lot of people don't get that. And I will talk about sports on this channel, but I won't talk about it on the podcast, because that's just not our topics. That's not what we're there for. That's not what the podcast is for. I know you see the Bulls stuff right there. You see Paxson right there. Um, I don't know. I just I just barely became a Celtics fan, and I just barely became um, a real fan of their team and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna learn about the Celtics. As much as you're a fan about them, you have to learn about them too. So um, we're just starting. And it's like once you know a lot about it, one team, you want to move on because a lot about another team is still more to learn. That's the beauty of loving something is that you keep learning about it. You know what I'm saying? And it never becomes old. Go over there while you talk. Damn. Oh yeah. I don't want to talk about politics. She's trying to talk about politics. I'm not talking about politics. We don't talk about politics on this channel. And here's the warning that I gotta warn you people about. If you are not 21 years or older, please use your parents' permission before watching this stream. Any age. Please do not attempt to recreate the stunts that are done in this video. For I'm a trained professional. All right, yeah. So as you know, that's not a Trump hat. That's a Forrest Gump hat. That's a Forrest Gump hat. So yeah, the fact that I'm wearing Chicago Bulls does not mean that my family heritage doesn't come from here and stuff like that. And the fact that I liked Chief Keef and during that era has to do with rap. It does not have to do with my family. Because if we really want to take it there, my aunt lives on 63rd. So if you want to say anything about that, like it's too into that. Too into that. It's nothing there's nothing happening on 63rd. When you go to 63rd, there's nothing happening. Like there's nothing happening. When you go down to the south and everything like that, that's whenever you start experiencing a little bit more. Southeast, the south, no, yeah, the southeast part to the south side part of Chicago is pretty ghetto. So yeah, it's bad. So you gonna get what you gonna get what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? But I just respected everybody in Chicago. I was appreciative of them having me out there for a little bit. Um, it was just the people that you're gonna surround yourself with, you shouldn't surround yourself with stupid people. Hey, come close this door real quick. I don't. Hey, bet. Close this door. The cat. Oh yeah, the cat.
Where's she at?
No, close the door.
She's already laying on
I know. Go over there. Go. But close the door. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, I don't know. I've had like people tell me in the past, oh yeah, because you were in Chicago attire doesn't mean that you're from Chicago and shit like that. And then just because you listen to Chief Keef doesn't mean that you're part of Chicago. It's like, bro, when people were listening to Chief Keef, it was because he first came out and he dropped something that a lot of people had to go look back on. So a past that they have to go look back on. So to tell you the truth, nobody was rocking with Chief Keef since the fucking start. So the music is monumental. The music is monumental for Chicago. Uh, yeah, the music is monumental for Chicago, and the fact that a lot of people think that just because close the door, just because Chief Keef is from Chicago and it's not monumental, it was dog. That during close the door during that during that music time during that music time, a lot of shit was happening. So a lot of shit was happening during that time. So um, the Chief Keef era, the Chirac era, all that stuff. That's a different time from even you looking at sports because sports goes way the fuck back in time. So it depends on what you really love. It depends on the team that you go for. Don't let nobody tell you just because you're going for an opposite team. Because right now I'm in Texas, so they want me to go for Dallas and they want me to go for fucking Spurs. Fuck no, you got me fucked up. I'm not living my life in depressed mode. So like even like I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. Like all this shit for my family being from Chicago and stuff like that. It doesn't matter whether or not they're from Chicago and I'm wearing Chicago attire. Stupid. Like nah, because then I could like Celtics and then I start wearing Boston attire and then you're like, oh, you're not from Boston. Like, I'm not gonna act like Boston, and neither am I gonna start speaking in their accent. Like, no, it's just, nah. I just get respect because the fact that you learned about all their arts out there and stuff like that, that's respect given to you already because you don't you don't talk without a fucking mind. So like basically like when I went out there and I told my aunt about all the stuff that like all the streets that I visited by myself in my own car, she was like, how do you know all that? I was like, because I like read up on it. Like, the fuck. So I went around Chicago by myself with my grandpa, so he's not gonna protect me at all. So like, that nigga was in the backseat. Like, he was not gonna protect me at all. So I went around Chicago and stuff like that, and learned about the arts, and I learned about all this stuff before I went there. So like, it's respect given to you. It's respect given to you when you get to a certain city and you know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're not gonna just talk your fucking mind off. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people not knowing about a certain city and then just going to the city and being like, oh yeah, I was a part of that city. I was really there. I was popping. I was everything like that. Like nigga, no, you weren't. Like nobody even knew you were there for a second. Like you know what I mean? Like nobody even told you what's up. Nobody even interacted with you. Nothing. Like you didn't even tell a person hi. Like, that's how fucking dumb you thought you didn't look. Like real shit. But learning about a certain city doesn't mean that it takes hold on you when you're wearing it for like a certain color or just because somebody got it for you or just somebody because it's part of your family. Like it's gonna be a part of your family for a long ass time. They're gonna talk about it because they were from there. So you know what I mean? Like if they weren't from there, then I understand. I'm a bandwagon there because nobody was from there that's close to me at all. Nobody. But my grandpa was born in Chicago. Nothing of Mexican descent. No Mexico, no nothing like that. Like his dad's everybody wasn't from Mexico. They were from up north. That's just all that shit is like it goes it goes more into like you gotta learn more shit. You know what I mean? Learn more shit about your heritage
Oh yeah, because
and think about it
your other grandma's side is
because
from Michigan.
yeah, and then other side of my other side of my family is from Michigan up north. Like nobody was from Mexico at all. Like so it's funny. Like the only one that's probably from Mexico was my great grandpa, and that was one person out of my whole, like, out of the whole four people that mattered to my bloodline, that was from a Mexico bloodline. That's it. So 25% of me is Mexican, and I don't know what the rest is. So I don't really care. I don't really care. So I'm not gonna learn about all that shit, but I'm gonna learn about the heritage that
I
I've
want to do
taken
ancestry.
in each one of them. So like that's what makes you the person that you are today. Is like all the stuff that's combined is you. So me, the fact that I'm wearing this fucking jacket is not because I bought it. It's because my mom bought it for me, and much of her family was from Chicago. So I shouldn't forget about this. So you know what I mean? That's what I was told. That's what I thought when she gave it to me. You know what I mean? It's just always been a part of like her watching me as a little boy, and I think a big part of it was from the album. The album, the album had me wearing a Bulls jacket on it, so I think she just bought me a Bulls jacket because I was always wearing Bulls jackets when I was a kid. So
She's always gonna buy you something cool or
because that's what I was wearing when I was a kid, that was my sweater. And then later on, it came back with the snapbacks and everything
not one
like
day
that,
you
the
just need
Bulls
to
and everything like that. The
one day you
Bulls
just
was the
need to
best team
record
to
her
wear during our what
and be like, one day you just need to record it like we'll do all the videos like those
during
clips.
2012. I think 2012 was the biggest fucking time when the Bulls attire came back, and then people mistaked it as like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, with
that's
Derrick Rose.
they wore it too much. Like niggas wore it too much. I understood like when you came in the whole jumpsuit to the fucking to a high school party and you were wearing a fucking Chicago Bulls jumpsuit, you made us look bad. You make us look bad when we put sweaters on just to wear it for our fucking families and our heritage. Like you're so stupid. Like you know what I mean? Like niggas went in fucking jumpsuits with their hat like all the way attached to the top and shit. Like and it was Chicago Bulls. Like you should have wore another team. Should have embarrassed another team. Like fuck. You embarrassed our team bad, but I ain't tripping. So yeah, let's move on to the fact that I am not I'm not from there, but some of my part of my heritage comes from here too, Texas. So I'll always say I'm from Texas. I'll always say I'm from San Antonio, Texas. That's where I live. But that's only like a part of me, dude. It's like a little part of me. There's much more to me than just Texas. You know what I mean? There's much more to me than just. Close the thing, door, woman. There's much more to me than Texas. There's 25% Texas. There's 25% Chicago. No, no, no. Big part of it comes from there. 25% Chicago, 25% Michigan, 25% um, Texas, and 25% Mexico. So that's all four of my heritages. So I have to discover all that shit put into one. So believe it or not, yeah. And I don't talk shit about these places. These places are fucking awesome. Chicago, shout out to Illinois, shout out to Michigan, shout out to Detroit, shout out to everybody out there, shout out to fucking and then what's the other one? Mexico, shout out to everybody in Mexico, shout out to everybody in Texas, and shout out to everybody in Texas. Those are all four of my heritages. Shout out to everybody, and I always will say that in my music, everything, all four of those heritages are in my music. So if anything, yeah, that's what's in my music. It's always gonna be a part of me. There's not the wearing red Chicago Bulls is always gonna be a part of me. I mean, been wearing this since I was a kid. It makes my grandpa proud of me and proud to have me as a grandson because he's like I know you get the concept. You're not basically a fucking bandwagoner. You're just somebody that knows what the fuck I mean by respecting where he was from. You know what I'm saying? As much a part of it as like when my great grandma Nancy, she was from Michigan, so respecting people from Michigan, respecting the fact that I like Michigan State. I love all the shit from it. The 8 Mile, the Detroit, the shit, the stories, everything like that, all in one. Chirac, I love Chirac. I love Chief Keef. I love all that shit. The Chicago Bulls. It goes down to everything. Texas. I love 2005 when y'all fucking had Manu. I love all that shit. Like you know what I mean? When y'all had Manu Ginobili playing for y'all, winning fucking championships, like creating magic. Like so, don't think I don't know what's going on, but there's certain things that I like. So I just won't I just won't like a certain thing and then be like, oh yeah, I'm stuck with it. Like you can buy me a 1985 fucking Spurs jersey and I'll wear that bitch. I'll wear that bitch like I never even knew that I hated the Spurs. No, I love sports though. So I love everything about everything, and their jersey is one of the best jerseys in NBA. So I'm not gonna test that. This jersey in the NBA is the best fucking jersey in the world. Don't even get it wrong. Like Celtics comes in second, but I'm a Celtics fan right now. So don't get it wrong. But everything else, yeah. Um, everything's everything else. It comes from just heritage. So that's just a big part of me. Um, what else? Mm, and the fact that some of my friends, and I'm gonna name them. Some of my friends curse. You weren't around during the Chief Keef era, because we hated each other. We weren't talking during the time. So
You are always.
no. I'm just saying
Oh.
no, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Some of my friends, y'all weren't around during the era that even Chief Keef was around. So you know what I mean. Like, and then other people like outsiders, like who else? Like my cousins too. They're kind of like some of them are mad too because they're like, you're not from Chicago or whatever. I don't mean to be from Chicago because it's like Daniel dance. I'm not from. I don't mean to be from fucking all four different states. And even he has heritage from fucking Michigan. So you know what I mean. So it just it just goes down to like the fact that you have to find what makes you. So just there's a lot of finding yourself is a big part of being yourself. So you can't be yourself unless you know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to do it so fucking fast. I try to be that person. I try to find out what was in my past, what made my past. You know what I mean? You won't. It won't let you be who you want to be. You know what I mean? Unless you know who you are. That's a big part of why I love every single thing. Chicago Bulls is my past. That's my grandpa. I always remember my grandpa Joe because of it, because of the past. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else? What else? Yeah. And it goes down to him even being fucking. Where's the shit? Where's the shit? Because I love showing that. I gotta show that. Out of this box right here, out of this box in here, real quick, Priscilla.
What?
Out of this box right here, go get his book.
Whose?
The book. It's in here. It's in the box. It's in the other box. I'm just gonna show the picture, not fucking show the whole book. I don't condone to the book that my fucking Uncle John wrote. Uncle John, you got some fucking what do you call it? Editing. You gotta go back and do, dog. Like you gotta fucking add the real story in there. You gotta add the truth. You gotta add the point. Because I didn't see one point in there.
Mind you, it's a 60-year-old kid who wrote this book.
Let's point out to the world.
Oh, well.
Like you don't even know if they support me, so I'm not dissing y'all. But I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying the truth.
Nah, but fuck it. You do correct. That's Uncle John. Not just playing, but that's Uncle John. And he was in the Lion Kings back in the day, or supporting them. And then my grandpa. That's my grandpa. Wearing the sweaters, wearing the shit. It's okay. I don't give a fuck if it's the old times. You know what makes me. You know what makes them. You know it makes me something too. So, um, I don't give a fuck about who sees them and who's part of their past. So basically, yeah. And basically that's what makes me a part of what I represent in Texas. So what I represent in Texas, what I represent in Texas. I've always represented what I represent in Texas. I've done things for what I represent. So, guys, that's the real me. That's gonna be the truth. See y'all later, guys. Peace.